don't be too solo all the evening and don't get you bored with the solo cello. Just want to invite you, my good friend Arman Jalaleon, the drummer who came from Armenia. We're going to do some tune with him, if you don't mind. Mr. Arman Jalaleon.
speech all night. However, I don't want to read anything, but this is my security blanket. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for coming. We're so excited to see you here. Thank you for being our first supporters. We decided to, since this is our first event, first open night, we decided to take a moment and introduce you to us, and tell you all about us. We actually, for people, for those who know me well, they know actually that this was my dream. I've always wanted to do this. Always wanted to have all musicians, artists, art lovers, all like-minded people under one roof. So we decided to take this beautiful intimate space and a photography studio, and transform it into a venue which time to time we can have fun gatherings and performers, art exhibitions, movie watching, anything, you name it, all the magical things you can imagine, right? Parties, why not? Tonight we have really talented artists who are going to perform for us. And I want to just give a shout to Semba Bayan, who's here with us. Everyone, Semba Bayan. Ida Agakanyan. There she is. Thank you all for coming and supporting us. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite to the stage the very talented and accomplished artist, Artyom Manukyan.
I've never known you when I'm just by myself home.
so much. Happy that you stay for the second set. I have a very special guest, my good friend and one of the amazingest dancers in the world for me. She introduced to me probably the tap dance as I never saw that, and I was so really in love with the dancing and her rhythm and everything. So we did a track back in the days called Snorakalutu, and then we went to Armenia. We played there a couple of times, and I just want to introduce you to the amazing Sarah Raj.
Good evening.
Good evening. So make me your target. As an artist, I would damn near be honored to be martyred. And I would willingly give my life if I thought that my death could shine a light into the darkness that affects so many hearts and causes countless innocents to be senselessly slaughtered by ignorance and intolerance. So all you zealots, jihadists, white nationalists, and closet racist cops, well, I'm going to keep popping off at the mouth until you drop me, or the cycle of senseless violence stops. So why not make me your target? I'm a nigger and a Jew. I'm the son of the most unorthodox stock. I was born and raised here in LA to a bisexual hippie mother and a trans parent that I call Pops. And they taught me not to just sit idly by and watch. As a child, they showed me videos of the civil rights movement and the Holocaust. Rebel insurgents throwing Molotovs, whole villages getting slaughtered by Kalashnikovs, and I begged them to turn that shit off, but they would not. They taught me that if I see injustice in this world, and I have the ability to do something about it, then it is my duty to do so. And that's why I'm standing here tonight with all of you speaking absolutely truthful. And truly, I fit the profile of an infidel just as well as any who lost or willingly gave their lives the day the Twin Towers fell. So what the hell? Why not make me your target? I'll show you cowards what a real brave heart is. I'm ready and willing to William Wallace, screaming freedom with my last breath until I get Eric Garnered. Choked out on the cement or beaten and tied to defense like Matthew Shepard. From Laramie to the projects, it's the same old broken record, and that sad old song just plays on and on and on until pop, pop, pop. 1 minute you dancing up in the club, and the next, the pulse stops. And we all act shocked, but really, we're not. The moment the hashtag dies, we tool back to our menial little lives, pull that designer merino wool over our eyes, and the next time this kind of atrocity occurs, you'll act just as surprised. Maybe go to a candlelight vigil to feel like you're less of an individual, but we are not just individuals. We are all a part of this, and we are all targets. We cannot allow our hearts to become hardened, nor our actions to be dictated and tainted by fear. There are no passive passengers on this ride. We all have to steer together. We have to choose love. Even in our darkest hours, we have to choose to be love. Even in the eyes of our worst enemies, we have to choose to see love. choose to fully live love, choose to freely give love, and we've got to stop laughing at the guy out on the block with a sign that says free hugs, because that is the realest motherfucker on the block. That's the Obi-Wan Kenobi love. That is the only hope that we've got. The most powerful force in the universe. Love is the language of God. And God is in each and every one of us at all times, against all odds. So stop. Listen. Truly hear. Not me. That little whisper of God that lives in each and every one of your hearts. The quiet place in between the thoughts, that is where the change starts. And we're going to have to change a whole lot if we expect mankind to survive. But if we all just learn to choose love, no more innocents have to die. There will be no more targets. Do we have time for one more, Carmen? Where'd Art go? You want to join me?
Yeah.
Can we turn the mic on? Just so I can have a little more room over the cello.
Yeah, just click it up.
Yeah.
Check, 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 check. Beautiful.
I'd wager my life that 1,000,000 times more love poems have been lamentingly discarded than have ever been delivered to their source of inspiration and subject. Whether received written and read or spoken and heard, it is absolutely absurd how few have received the words that they deserve. We let them go about their day-to-day in a daze, unaware of all the spill stains, the coffee, ink, whiskey, wine, blood, our love, splattered on a page like Jackson Pollock, yet carefully crafted like medieval cathedrals. Love poetry is like heroin, and ballpoint pens are the needles by which we fashion our fix. And you deserve to be high tonight. So this is a love poem for you. Now the roses are red, violets are blue. I do not promise to always be true, because love can make even the most honorable man act a goddamn fool. And I don't want to break my words. I'd rather build with them. Craft you a love poem to conjure constellations and lay them at your feet in your living room. Lasso the sun, stars, and the moon. Kneel before you, gaze into the galaxies of your eyes and tell you only truths. You are truly beautiful. I love you. This is a love poem for you. All the lovesick loners, the wallflowers and the stay-at-homers, all the so-called freaks and geeks, overly self-conscious of sweaty palms and flushed cheeks every time you get around that special somebody. Don't worry so much. We all get that way. So when you get home tonight, I want you to look into your mirror and say, I love you. Practice it until you believe it. I love you. Because only when you truly love yourself are you able to receive it. I love you. You deserve it. Don't be nervous. Love is free. Love is for everybody. It always has been, and it always will be. Now, John Lennon said love is all you need. He's a very smart man. But some of us know that sometimes the love just isn't enough. It's not always gentle. Sometimes love can get rough. So this is a love poem for the heartbroken. I know it's hard. I know it hurts. But you have to keep your hearts open. Closing the doors doesn't limit anyone's life but yours, so do your chores. Clear your cobwebs and skeletons out of your closet and let them dance. Give yourself a chance to release your ghosts, your demons, and your inner beast. Roar again! Go out and find yourself a new special friend. Shit, maybe just have a one-night stand. This is a love poem for them. Whoever they were, I think the name started with like a B or a D. I'm really not even sure. But the attraction was instant. The passion was pure, and you allowed yourself to just live in the moment. And they'd already left when you woke up in the morning. Not that you really wanted to get to know them, but it would have been nice to say goodbye. Thanks for a beautiful time. I hope you have a wonderful life. This is a love poem for Netflix and chill nights. This is a love poem for yoga pants and running tights. This is a love poem for the few old couples here saying, young man, you don't have the slightest clue what real love feels like. A lifelong bond. Sacred vows still intact. 30, 40, 50 years strong. It's not always a perfect picture like on Golden Pond. You don't always get along, but you know there's more to it than that. When there are no more secrets, no more surprises, you can just sit back, hold hands, and close your eyelids in perfect silence, knowing no words are necessary, because no words could ever do justice to just us.
Mingle, look at this whole beautiful thing, so we'll come back 15, 20 minutes maximum, right? You want to add something?
Let's have fun, mingle around, make friends, have some wine, choose colors. Oh, by the way, the nuts that you're enjoying is brought to us by Wholesome Nuts.
So, there's one more special guest here tonight that can have a little less of me, especially my voice. So, Carmen just introduced me to this person. I just met him Can't wait to hear him. I want to invite to the stage a very talented Aria, right?
I'm going to try and do this without a microphone, so I'm going to ask everyone in the back to hold your conversations. And turn your phones off now. Let's take a moment.
I agree.
No, seriously, take a moment. I'm just eyeing this hat rack up here. I almost always have one of my favorite hats with me, and I'm a little out of sorts because I didn't bring a hat today. Feeling naked on stage, but it's okay. Because I've come to give 0 fucks as a spiritual practice. 0 fucks with my words, 0 fucks with my actions, 0 fucks what the impact is. I'm pastor with a passion. Like the Bhagavad Gita teaches detachment, my Bible now has 11 commandments, and the last is, thou shalt not give a fuck. But that doesn't make the first 10 invalid. And you see, there's the challenge. Finding a balance where I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't really give a fuck about your feelings, but I still care about you and your basic well-being simply because you're a human being. But your opinion doesn't mean shit. I can give a fuck what you say to my face or behind my back. I will not let it get to me. Whether you condescend or compliment, I've come to comprehend that what anyone other than me thinks about me is irrelevant. No matter how eloquent. It's impertinent and instantly obsolete. You see, the purpose of this 0 fuck philosophy is getting back to a free and whole me. Relentlessly. Going against the grain. Growing like a flower through the concrete until my face is kissed by the rain and it washes away the pain of years, no, decades of trying to conform to societal norms. I'm trying to get back to that beautiful childish innocence I had when I was born. I'm trying to strip back all the layers of all the masks I've ever worn. Just think about all the masks that you've worn. To fit in. To be well-liked. When I was a little kid, I used to cry myself to sleep at night. Haunted by echoes ringing like trumpets in my ears, the echoes of the cool kids I thought I wanted to be my peers, and sometimes late at night I still hear those echoes. Be honest. How many of you can still hear those echoes? Just think about all the outside voices that we let slip into our daily choices until we can't hear the difference between what the music and the noise is. What you eat, what you drink, what you wear, how you speak, how you walk, what you drive, where you live, who you date. We've become so saddled and sandbagged by these shoulds and shouldn'ts. How did we come to weigh our own self-worth against someone else's bullshit? That's like an ox walking up to a cart and begging to pull it. That's like me walking out to the street to a cop and asking to borrow a couple of bullets. Are you out of your mind? Hell no, I wouldn't. That is self-abusive on the verge of suicidal. Just think about Jimmy and Janice. Think about Prince and Michael. The greatest of all time, who gave the least fucks, have become our idols, and we want to be just like them. And I am so grateful for everything they gave us, but quite frankly, fuck them too. I can't be anything but me. And you can't be anything but you. So we've got to stop giving a fuck and stop trying to, because this is literally killing us. Little girls are starving themselves to death with anorexia and bulimia, trying to conform to this image of beauty put forth by the mainstream media. Plastic surgery is now a multi-billion-dollar global industry because we look in the mirror and we judge what we see based on someone else's opinion of what we're supposed to be. Not just physically, but our personality, a good husband, a good father, or a good mother, a good wife, a good friend, a good team player, just an all-around good guy. You see, they sold us a good lie. The formula to a good life. You study hard, get into a good school, then you earn yourself a good degree, then you work a good job until the ripe old age of 73, and then you die a good death in a big bed surrounded by a big family. And if that's you, then do you by all means. That shit does not sound good to me. We're not here on this earth to be good. We have been put here to become extraordinary. So I say, fuck playing it safe. Fuck everybody else's perceptions. Find your own personal dream, get focused, and run towards it. Fuck your apprehension. So if y'all been paying attention, let me see you just creep one middle finger up in the air. Come on. Yeah, you just gave me a fuck right there. And I don't even care. I'll take all the fucks this world has to throw at me. You know how many I'm giving back? Exactly. It's always interesting. I do a lot of spoken word poetry, and with absolutely no judgment, this is probably, age demographic-wise, the oldest audience that I've worked for. So starting with 0 fucks was definitely a gamble, but I don't give a fuck. So I want to talk about dreams. Premonitions and predictions produced in purity without restrictions or inhibitions. Born in a place behind the eyelids where we lie listening to silence, most sigh this: I wish. These wanton wantings of grandiose goals ever haunting. You see, the mountaintop is daunting. So most of us recline instead of climb, passing the time writing dreams off as ethereal instead of manifesting them into the material. Talking about steak where you're still eating a bowl of cereal? Red or blue pill? Choose as you will. Personally, I do not acknowledge a line dividing dreams and reality. Impossible is a fallacy. Society fucks us with phallically starting around age 3. Lord knows they fucked the shit out of me. But I'm rapidly recovering. Hovering over a sea of apathy suspended by the final strings of a self-knotted noose. Only knowledge of self-cultivated can cut me loose and kill the captor of my own ego's creation. So consider this my emancipation proclamation. I'm fresh out of patience for the blind and complacent. I have, once again, 0 fucks left to give. 1 life to live in this incarnation. So people, let's do it big. Because every moment is precious. And it is not selfish to live each as if it were your last. Strive for your personal highest happiness and learn to forgive your past. Because all we will ever truly have is right now. So will you live sequestered behind your wall of what-ifs? Or will you find the strength and courage to tear it down? Dream. So, we're at a very interesting and tumultuous time in the history of our country and the history of the world. There's always been division and violence, but we are on the precipice of it getting atrocious again. And, you know, again, speaking to audiences I normally get to perform in, especially in the art scene in Los Angeles, you get a predominantly Caucasian group of patrons. And I love that we've got a very mixed crowd tonight. So as a room of particularly, mostly minorities, I want to talk about things that are facing us every day. I want to say, make me your target. Go ahead. Load up all your guns with all the ammunition you got, strap a suicide vest to your chest, and hit me with your best shot. And when you do, make sure you bring a professional
I will introduce a couple of people who do beautiful thing. I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure it's amazing. I want to say thank you to Armand Correa, who doing all this, everything what's going on behind me. I want to say again thank you to Mike. Thank you very much for all the parties you do, all the instruments you provide, all the sound you provide. So thank you to Mike, he's a really amazing person. I want to say Carmen, thank you very much for doing this, for I want to say thank you to Chris for having this trippy, very trippy place. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will play one more tune, and thanks everybody for coming, and hope you have a great evening and have a great week coming up. Support our. Thank you. back so we can make it more louder and noisier and more faster. Hope you don't mind this. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Mike again. And for this beautiful evening, it's not very nice you can do something like this, especially in Pasadena.
Great. You want to start?